Hi and welcome to the Thrunite channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about weapons lights, and I have a ton of weapons lights out here, alright, comparing all of these. But to make sure the video is not incredibly long, we're not going to compare every single one on the table here. We're just going to be focusing on these 5 up front. So on the left here is the new Thrunite Ratel. Alright, this is the desert tan coloration, although it is also available in black, which is to its left. Then we have the Olight Odin Mini. Then we have the Surefire. This is the X300UA. Next to that, we have the desert tan version of the Thrunite TW20. And on the right, we have the Thrunite BSS V4. But just in case you're curious, some other lights that were involved in the testing here were the Olight Odin, the PL Pro Valkyrie, I had a Streamlight Pro Tac, the TLR1HL, Thrunite TW10, Thrunite TW20, Thrunite TN12 Pro. So there's a ton of them here. But again, the focus on today's video is going to be on these 5. All right, so what I'm going to do is quickly go over the price and the high output. That gives people a general idea of what they're getting for their money. Then we're going to compare them, talk about each individual UI. Head outside, of course, we got to see what they look like, right? So we'll get some beam shots at night and then maybe do a little conclusion. So the brand new Thrunite Ratel, whether you get the black version or the desert tan, these are currently selling for $49.95. Which is the cheapest one actually on the table at the moment. And again, that's in black or desert tan. The high output on this guy is 1635 lumens. All right, the Olight Odin Mini currently selling for $139.95. High output is 1250 lumens. The Surefire is currently selling for $335 for this particular model, and it puts out 1000 lumens. The Thrunite TW20, currently selling for $89.99, puts out 2532 lumens. And last up, the Thrunite BSS V4, all right, that's $79.95 and putting out 2676 lumens. All right, so let's clear the table here and focus on one at a time. All right, so first up here is the Thrunite Ratel. Again, max output of 1635 lumens. Very straightforward, very simple light. We have a pressure switch on here, which obviously is attached to that base cap. If I actually take that off, we'll look at the battery real quick. All right, so this is running on a 3400 milliamp hour 18650. All right, very standard run-of-the-mill lithium battery. All right, make sure we screw that back on nice and straight. All right, so the mounting system for this is really simple. We have a knurled little wheel here. So you're going to go counterclockwise to loosen it. As you loosen it, you can push through. It's on a spring. So you can see that it opens up that track so you can put it on your rail system. This does have interchangeable plates here. This one currently has the 1913 rail adapter, but obviously the thickness would change depending on what kind of rail you put it on. Once it's resting on your rail, you're just going to crank that down until it's nice and tight. Very simple system there. All right, pressure pad, very easy. You can mount this, of course, anywhere on your weapon. Push to do long press. You can see there is a battery indicator. Because testing, this one is low, so I'm gonna go ahead and charge all these lights up before we head outside, so you can see their max, outputs. But you can see that this one needs to charge currently. So long press is going to be your momentary on. Let go when you want it to shut off, or just a single press is constant on. Really straightforward. And again, incredibly bright. We'll see those beam shots a little bit later. All right, next up, the Olight Odin Mini. All right, max output 1250 lumens. All right, this has a magnetic locking tail cap system here. All right, so just a magnet that goes on. You can push forward to lock it on, so when you pull, nothing happens. If you want to take that off, you just unlock it. All right, it's magnetic, which is nice. Pressure pad on this guy. Push and hold for momentary on, or just a single press for constant on. Now if you look at the mounting system for this particular Olight, this has the M-LOK mount. So all you have to do is push this in, all right, and then it slides off. So if you want to take the light off the weapon, just quickly to either charge it up or use it as a hand light, you can certainly do so. But then you're just going to push that in, put it back onto the rail system, and then once it's on, you can actually rotate this so it's in a lock position. So if it gets pushed, it doesn't move. All right, very simple, very straightforward light. All right, so next up here is the Surefire. Again, this is the X300UA. You can see that on the side of the light here. There's many different models. All right, this is obviously a different system, and then it's a little bit smaller here. In order to mount this, there's two little wings on either side, which pulls down this bar. All right, so now it would slide onto a rail, and then you let go, and that would lock into one of the channels. As far as using this light, it is a little bit different as well. There's no pressure switch on this. You have to push for momentary on, let go, and you can push on either side. So if you're righty or lefty, it doesn't matter. All right, just push and hold. Or if you want constant on, you're going to put it either down or up. So again, it works nicely for righties or lefties. So if you're on the right side, you can just push it down. Or if you wanted to, you can push it up. It doesn't really matter. And then same thing with the left side. All right, that's for constant on. All right, so pretty simple light, although the most expensive here at over $300. Again, putting out 1,000 lumens. All right, next up here is the Thrunite TW20. Again, max output on this guy is 2,532 lumens. All right, simple pressure pad on this one. All right, so just push once to have a constant on, or hold it down for momentary on. There is also a battery indicator on this model. In this case, it's blue. We're all good to go. All right, the mounting system on here is similar to the Rattel, but just a slightly different design. Again, we're going to rotate this counterclockwise to loosen it. Okay, and you can push in, and then you have your rail adapter piece in there as well. The only difference really is that the other one, the Rattel, is easier because they have knurling on an exposed knob. But the advantage on this one is these little wings here are nice. If once you get a hand tight, if you want to use like a coin or something to kind of crank that down, you can do so. But that is pretty much it. That is the Thrunite TW20. And last up here is the Thrunite BSS V4. It is worth noting that they have a 5th version out at the moment. I just don't have one in my possession, but they do have an upgraded version if you're interested. Different type of kind of offset mount here, which is easy to use. These little hex screws. So that securely mounts the light into the actual mount. And then we have a big old knob. It's very easy to get to, okay, to loosen in order to mount that onto your rail system. And this knob has holes on the side. That is to use your little wrench to, again, crank that down if you want that nice and extra tight. All right, so here is our pressure pad. This one also has a battery indicator and needs to be charged, so that will be. Now, as far as the modes on this, it's a little bit different. All right, so long press on the pressure pad for momentary on, let go when you don't need it. But you can use the side switch here for constant on, and if you push and hold, of course, you can change the mode, low, medium, and high. All right, double tap for turbo. This also has the moonlight mode as well. All right, so a little bit unique for a weapons light. This is really just a handheld light that has a weapons mount, so a little bit more capable in that sense. But that is the Thrunite BSS V4. All right, so now let's head outside and get some beam shots on these lights. All right, first up is the Thrunite Ratel. Okay, right now we're about 15 feet from that wall. So let's go up and let that focus a second. Down, left, and right. And you can see plenty of throw, that nice hot spot, and then of course we still have a ton of spill. All right, next up is the Olight Odin Mini. Okay, let the camera focus a second. Up and down, left and right. All right, next up here is our Surefire. Up, let that focus, down, left, and right. All right, next up is the Thrunite TW20. All right, up, let that focus, lots of light coming out of this one, down, left, and right. And last up, the Thrunite BSS V4. Let that focus, up, down, let it focus. Come on, there we go. Oh, maybe. Left and right. And there you have it. All right, so there you go. Those were the beam shots. You kind of get an idea of maybe preference if you do like a little bit more throw than spill and so forth. You know, it's kind of personal for a weapons light. Some people might want to mount this on a rifle so you can actually see out the distance. Other people might want it on a different setup for close quarter combat. Just depends. So, you know, as far as throw and spill, I don't really see an advantage or disadvantage. It really depends on your specific needs for a weapons system. As far as, you know, value, the Ratel, being brand new from Thrunite, is really kind of shining among these other models because the price tag is just kind of extra sweet, 50 bucks for over 1635 lumens. It's real straightforward. I mean, these other lights are just a lot more expensive. So $50, $140, $335, $90, and $80. So it is literally the cheapest light on the table. It is brighter than the Olight Odin Mini. It is brighter than the $300 Surefire. It's not quite as bright as the TW20, but it's also cheaper. And, you know, the Thrunite BSS V4 is, I think, the brightest light compared today. But it just has a lot of value, all right? So I think it's going to be a very popular light. You know, the Surefire has obviously a completely different form factor compared to the ones that are here. I just wanted to use this style of light, but, you know, if we take some of these in the background, put these back in the mix up here, that's where this one kind of compares. And I think I've talked about this in previous videos, but I mean, fantastic light. You can't go wrong with any of these, but the focus today, I think, is on the Ratel just being, you know, extra value. All right, so if you're looking for a simple, affordable weapons light, this might be something you want to look at. All right, but again, personal preference, mounting styles, price, output, beam style, beam shots, that all comes down to what you're looking for specifically. So hopefully this video helped you understand how these lights might compare to each other. And again, just comes down to personal preference. I think they are all very nice quality flashlights, and they do offer something a little bit different. Now, if you're new to the channel, Thrunite does product giveaways. If you're interested, it's completely free. All you have to do is comment on these videos and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.